these things. Right, I'm gonna need some feedback in the back. Yes, okay. Excellent, excellent. Right, everyone. So, this is going to be me making what I like to call the lore chart. The lore chart is basically a big convoluted mess of a map that's tying in all the connections of the Risk of Rain lore. And the whole point is to, well, in a sense, try to like catalog it, map it, so it is a bit easier for everyone. I'm going to show an example of the last lore chart I made. How long is it now? It's about a year ago, I would say. Oh, you can barely hear him at all. Gotta fix that then. Right, can you hear me now? I have tried to lower the volume of the music. Tell me if this is too much. I'm horrible at audio management and all that. That's like my worst thing. Right. So this right here, this magnificent mess, is a lore chart. There's a, if you go to the community channel, you can see like a high res version of it and all that. But basically we're going to make this and make it updated better. It's going to be modern, fresh. You're gonna love it. Now the music is too low, of course. Gonna crank that up a bit. You just keep telling me, but I want to get started. So, what's the essence of the lore? Well, everything starts at the planet. In the game, everything revolves around this planet, the celestial body. Because this thing has white text. This thing is, how do you say it, where everything happens and what everything is revolved around. All like our plot points center around the planet. Is that font too big? Might shrink it down a bit. So yeah, you can ask me questions, talk about the lore, talk about whatever you want, and we're just gonna chill around, have a good time. Hello Pandal69, by the way, you were really early. A good username, welcome. It is indeed time for some lore. Tank Mech, good to see you. Orion Martori Duriet, hello. King Bemo H, hello to you. IQ, welcome aboard, nice to see you. Mikhail Efimov, hello. Hello Mai, huh. Good to see you. Okay, so the planet. With tongue, please work. The most important thing to connect around the planet is Providence. Providence is this important figure and protector. He's the bulwark of the weak, he is the protector of the planet. In some sense, you can see him as the ruler. I'm going to use this as arrow layer. And what's important to know about Providence is that he rules the planet and he protects it. And Providence, what we know so far, has a relative. But we don't know quite who the relative is. We do know, however, that they are mentioned. Actually, I'm just going to move this over here. Oh, IQ, we're always so very, very finicky on this. Yes. Oh, that is rasterized. now the big problem is going to be like space management and making sure it all kind of fits. Can also increase the brush a bit. I am no artist, so I'm not focusing on having this like be visually pretty and all that. But I'm just want to make it so information is clearly conveyed. Now Providence, if you go over here, has a relative. This is mentioned in the Brittle Crown log. As for who that relative is, well, we don't know. They're currently like the two dominant fairies. I'm going to portray them both. I think they're both highly plausible. And one of them is the heretic. Because they're both trapped on the moon. She has been eviscerated. And in this log we can see that this person hates Providence. I'm going to add text and all that explaining the map even further, but we just want to get a rough start of it, And then we also have the possibility of it being the person that is wielding or creating the he mentioned in the Shaped Glass log. And the same he is also mentioned in the, what was it called again? Hellfire Tincture log. Just gonna quickly grab that image. Alright. I'll download it for it to be a PNG. So yeah, how is everyone doing? If you all can hear me at all. Fire tincture. I'll group these two together. And we're just gonna go wherever like my mind takes us, So if that means that we're going to go now on the lunar items. And now of the lunar items, they all have a common trope. They either mention the moon or time travel. A bit hot here, but not much happening. Oh, dude, there was like 40 degrees Celsius in the sun here. I was like 2 days ago. It's insane. A spam sandwich. Oof, that sounds good. You mind sharing that? Now we're missing the oh, the music. Gonna go and okay. Gonna put it on -8 decibels. Yeah, yikes, 40 degrees is hell. Luckily I managed to park the car in the shadows. Right, lunar items. And also, before that, before we get ahead of ourselves, or I get ahead of myself, we have to remember that the Strides of Heresy item is connected to Heresy. And we all remember the second item of Heresy. For now, they might add more. They're going to add more. It's going to be really weird if they like just stop at 2. That is the Visions of Heresy. Half of that. Fine, -14. Did I forget to download the Visions of Heresy as well? Of course I did. What do you think of the Visions of Heresy anyways? I've heard people say it's like a must on melee characters. I never find it too fun to use, to be completely honest. I just think it's far too passive. You know how it is, like you just hold them one, you wait for the reload, it's being homing and all that. Always kinda preferred it being, always preferred a more active role. So we're gonna put this up here, arrow layer, gonna connect it. Then we have the time travel and all that. So all of these are connected to lunar items. Just gonna add lunar items. Gonna make it a dark blue. I'm gonna have a bit to it. About 30. That's a decent size. And then we're gonna group those two into those that mention the moon and those that mention time travel. So going to have the moon items be connected here and time travel be connected here. Yeah, approximately. Hello, Frenzy. Well, we're basically creating a lore chart where we're going to detail every connection that's in the game. You know how we have the planet. I'm going to increase the size of the planet. We have the planet who was ruled and protected by the Bulwark of the Weak, Providence. And then we have the Brittle Crown, which mentions the relative of the Providence, you know, and then who is the relative? It's either one of these two. You know, it's complicated to explain lore. Amazing for Acrid. I'm gonna turn up I can turn up the mic a bit, I think. Actually, no, this is max. Yeah, my mic can't go any louder, I'm sorry. Guess I'll just talk a bit louder then, I suppose. But it's hard to explain Lore Frenzy. You watch my videos, you know what it's about. And of the items that we have here that connect to time travel, just gonna actually switch the moon and time travel, just a bit easier for me because of the fact that both of these mention the moon. Oh yeah, here's where it gets fun. This also mentions the moon. And then what other? Now I'm trying to keep this all in my head. Transcendence mentions time travel. I'm gonna put that under there. Or here, I suppose. Connect the dots. Then we have a list of lunar items. What the other one was it? There was one more that mentioned the moon. Oh, now I feel brain dead. What was it again? It was the was it? Was there another one that mentioned the moon? Help me out here. Goharius, you didn't really miss. You didn't miss much. Like, currently we're just making the lore chart. We have started with the lunar items. Small ass planet there. And then we have... Oh, it isn't on the wiki. What was it called? Do you remember that time? Like the lunar item that was all about reducing the size of the teleporter. That is the focus convergence. Now in the log for focus convergence, I have always the game ready. Let's see how many times do you have to make this trip before you're claimed by its process. It's kind of like the way it hints at like the constant repeat. It's the same with the transcendence log that also like goes and it tells that you're feeling deja vu, you're playing characters that you aren't. If this is a fourth wall break or straight out time travel, I can't really say for sure. But I do know that it is kinda, it has like the relevance to it. So I'm gonna plump that one there. Let's see, are there any other lunar items? Doesn't have a log, has a log, covered, doesn't have a log, doesn't have a log, covered, doesn't have a log, yeah. Covered, doesn't have covered, yeah. And all of these beings are of course related in somehow to the Bazaar Between Time. Now I need to find a good image of the Bazaar Between Time. Oh, it's 2 A's, I see. All of the images are of course courtesy of the Risk of Rain wiki. I claim no ownership over it, you know, blah blah blah, all that stuff. I'm going to maybe change the arrow a bit here. I think I can make this a bit neater. Just a bit tighter. Yeah, but now I should have probably planned this out a bit more. Because now I have to cross the streams, and if anyone's watched Ghostbusters, that's never a good thing. Act on that line, let you on the ground. Where do I post these charts? On the Discord, on Reddit, on Twitter. Nah, I didn't post on Twitter. No one cares there. Can't wait for the further console players to find again that sweet engineer skin. Oh, Shockwave, you console players are getting really ripped off. If you have all the lunar items that make you into a moon, impossible. You can't have all the active items like you. Know your game. It's coming Wednesday. Yeah, I think it is. Back to the topic. I could maybe move the moon over here. I'll keep this for now. God, now I feel kind of... Now I just feel like really silly. Like this, I had to go through so many times when we were making the original lore chart. So this image is a bit too big. I'm gonna shrink it down a bit. I could actually... Yeah, that's far easier. I just move the moon over here. I erase... That's the wrong one there. I erase all the arrows. At least most of them. And move it here. So like I guess it will have to be crossed a bit, so they can all be found here. I'm gonna make that one a bit of a darker blue, so we can like make a bit, you know, recognize it's more different. So they all come from here. I'm gonna go for the black one. I'm gonna move the moon about here. Listen, it works. It's neat enough. Jesus, what was that? Oh, what the hell? Oh, I didn't even get to read that message in time. Oh, wow. Where do I find the messages? IQ just donated 10, I think that was $10. Wow, that notification sound was loud. Oh, I need to have Streamlabs open so I catch it. Thank you very much, IQ. I'll read it. I'll read it in a bit when I get to like make everything work. Man, that really caught me by surprise. Okay, well, see you around Goharius 1. Maybe include links to the Heretic. Well, I mean, all of these are the Heretic related items. So I think I've done that. Indeed, Colin, it is lore time. So they can all be bought there. And that's all the, like, lunar items that have a connection. I could add, I might do that later, just add all the lunar items we don't know much about. And just, like, sort them around here a bit. So, like, we know the lunar items. Okay, this has been bugging me. I need to increase the size of the planet. Just a smidge. You know? It is a planet after all. Well, this is actually an image of a moon. A moon from Sky Models in Risk of Rain 1. And of course, the important thing to know is that Providence... I was thinking I'm going to have like Providence and like the planet related stuff around here, and then dedicate like this side of the map or the chart to humans and all that. So I need a good image of the US contact light. Now, does that exist? I used to have a PNG of it. I think I manually cropped it, but I lost it, so I can't use that. I can use this. Nah, I can make something work. Wait. We're going to do like Legos and just quickly build US contact lights. How does that sound? Just a really budget. Like this is the contact light that you don't even like get. Like if there's like Lego contact light, this is going to be like Duplo. It's shaping up to be beautiful already. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate these layers. Now, of course, there may be a simpler way of doing this and all that. I'm just going to do this really quickly. Okay, I think this kinda... Yeah, gonna call this our contact light for now until I might find a better image later on. Actually, no, I'm gonna drop that one. And now I just have to merge all these layers so they work as one. That's not it. I haven't used Photoshop in a while, actually. I think I have a brain fart. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna leave this here. Can I add this to group? Yeah, no, I can use folders. I might do that eventually. I just want to get like their merge layers. Just want to get show on the road, you know. And now we have, of course, that the ship crash landed on the planet, but Providence crashed the ship. And the thing is, oh, hey, it's more people. Ah, bonjour, Phobos, mes amis. C'est très bien. Good to see you. Your blue emblem is always a sight for sore eyes. I think that Sky Meadows is another rock in ring of the planet. Yeah, that might be very true. The thing Phobos is talking about is... I'll just quickly find an image of the logo. Right, you see like the rings here. Like that the Sky Meadows might be on there, since you can kind of see the moon from that place. They have like a better view on it, and it's like super high on the ground. Some think it's floating, other think it's pillars, but it doesn't seem like it's on the planet. Risk Rain's going to cutscene. Yeah, it has a good image, but like that's not a PNG. Mega Block. Oh god, yeah, Mega Blocks, the poor man's Lego. There was someone who made the multi in Lego, or a good username. The minifigures are the perfect scale of detail. Yeah. Okay, so he crashed the US contact light, so then crashed on the planet, and then he managed to get on the planet because of the little thing that we have here, teleporter. Now, teleporter, many of you might not know this, but this is the bane of every Risk of Rain lore person's like... Everyone who discusses Risk of Rain lore, the teleporters are a mess. They're so confusing, there's so many aspects of them. They're our worst enemy, like, we still know so little about them, but it seems deep down that they have played such an integral part of the Risk of Rain lore. And then we have do you have that image of the mystery survivor of the mystery? If you remember, the Risk of Rain 2 had like the mystery survivor, where we can vote for like a completely new survivor, and it has that like question mark logo on it. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, this one, right. So I'm just gonna poorly crop it. Like, I'm gonna refine and fix most of this. But like, because there's I want to get this a big lore chart. I just want to get like the rough idea out of the way. And I'm just gonna quickly crop it. Gotta have chat open. Yeah, IQ, you don't need to message me about that while I'm streaming. That's very distracting. Now this is going to be a perfectly... You're basically going to see like PNG. Like, this is going to be perfectly cut. Just you wait and see. Nailed it. Again, just a temporary placeholder. Now, the reason I'm like not using, you know, commando or anything is because we don't know who survived Risk of Rain 1. We genuinely do not know. People, you know, for the longest time thought it was Commando because he's the poster boy after all. Yeah, that's the Code Ghost survivor, because, and we know that there's a character called Paladin, or there isn't, there might be, and that survivor, that character, worships the survivor of Risk of Rain 1. I want to shrink him a bit more, he's a huge lad. Also, I forgot to draw on the right layer. We know the Paladin character worships the survivor from Risk of Rain 1, and whoever, like, we can probably see on that survivor who that is, like who was the one that survived, if he gets added. I really hope, just for the sake of lore, I think that would be super interesting. Right, then let's have the... Oh, yeah, this is going to be like a bit of a controversial one, but it's in regards to the Enforcer, because you see, we in the medkit log we have in the medkit log it states that there's a bunch of Enforcers, you know, fighting and all that, and you know, it's very implied that they died. You can see 2 skeletons on there, and it's mentioned that there are Enforcers there. Now, if this is our Enforcer from Risk of Rain 1, I have no clue. You know, this might be a completely like different Enforcer that we... It might be, you know, a completely different Enforcer, or, you know, just a generic one. Chat's been very active. In Risk of Rain 2, sure gives us Australian wise with the floating rocks and literal floating map. Yeah, of course. Only a picture, yeah. I still hold the opinion that the teleporters and the imps are linked somehow. Well, yeah, they do have the similar aesthetic, but at the same time, teleporters seem native to the planet and the imps seem to be invaders. So that's kind of thing that's holding that back. I don't know for sure, you know, who knows. Its driver is not the command. I think my brain will melt. Well, yeah, Phobos, it's complicated. Who's the driver, who isn't? It's all that fun stuff. Shape the Horn is certainly there. And the imps come from Netherlands. Portals come from the Earth, like Elon Monopoly. The original artifact in Risk of Rain 1 means something, but know that. Well, Orion, well, the Origin one, it's a literal imp eye. It's very connected to the imps. Now, if that's all connected teleporters, that's still pure speculation. You can see old and moldy teleporters in Risk of Rain 1 when you like spawn on the map. Which of course makes it so that it just hints that the teleports have been there for a long time, but we don't know, of course, how long the Risk of Rain, how long the imps have been invading the Risk of Rain planet for. So much of a survivor want the first base from Kickstarter, only the Commando and the Miner, so I chance it's one of those two. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be. Like, Commando is the quote-unquote obvious choice, because he's the poster boy, but at the same time, you should never... I kind of doubt that I kind of doubt that Hopo had planned the lore in, like, the beta and all that, in the sense that they already knew everything that they want to know. Like, I doubt they even knew the sequel would be possible. I just need a good image of the Enforcer. This will do. Thank you, wikis. Making my job a lot easier. I would like to put the legal, confirmation, all that. Now, just gonna put him there because he was on subscribers on the ship, most likely because he is on the US Contact Light subscriber camp. And it's, if not ours, some enforcers. Wait, is that? No. Wrong layer. Some enforcers surely had to die on the Rally Point Delta. Oh. I managed to chop off a bit of the enforcer, that's not good. Oh yeah, here comes the naming part. Should probably name all this. As I said, gonna organize this much more after a while. Just, to get the rough outline. Now he dies there, and gonna put the medkit here. Already have that one downloaded. You see, now the chart's getting a bit messy. Gonna go and just make a bit more of a ring. That's an ugly arrow. I'm sorry you had to see that. Now the medkit is where we see that Enforcer might have died. Gonna actually fix that arrow a bit, so because I'm going to put text, Slade, the Providence, Rule protected the planet, all that. So I'm going to need just a bit more. Put it here. And also on the things we're unsure about, gonna put a question mark at the end. Okay, so where do we go from here? We can actually put Titanic Plains, because this is Rally Point Delta, and Titanic Plains is Rally Point Alpha. And Alpha, or it's Beta, wait, let me check. So much lore in the head, even I can't remember everything. Rally Point Beta. Beta is still before Delta. So now we're just going to slowly try to explore more of the planet. Yeah, this looks like such a mess. I might reorganize this off stream if we even get done with this. I'm gonna start putting some text here. Both contact light survivor camps. Oh, actually, gonna change this just a smidge. I just remembered that because of the... Hi Arrow, thanks for tagging along. because of the way this log is written. It kind of like hints or shows that there's this log shows us that there's a multi-unit, and this is a contact light survivor camp. So that means that there were multi-units on board to like. So we had to like, we know there was a multi-unit on board the contact light. Oh, our music is suddenly really loud. At least for me, I have no idea what it is for you. Okay, bye IQ. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, thank you. I get complimented on my choice of music really often. I always get like taken back by it. It's nice to hear. Just want to like, you know, make a chill stream, a nice atmosphere. We can all relax and unwind while this lunatic tries to explain the lore of a fictional game. Gotta be a bit tongue-in-cheek, you know, when it comes to lore. Because if you saw my thumbnail, that's how many people think we are. You know, just this crazy conspiracy theory people. You know, some are. But it's important to, you know, keep a healthy distance from it. And also remember what you're doing. Don't talk yourselves too much. Hi, Multi. Wide T. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm shrinking just a smidge. Then we have the arrow layer, and we're going to put that there and that there. Or actually, I'm gonna still put this there. I'm gonna put this there as there was a multi-unit on the Titanic plane. Okay, where do we go from here? Oh, right. We can actually connect. Could move. Okay, I'm gonna move everything. I'm gonna do a revision. First of many, I assure you. Because I just remember Rex and the, you know, contact light redacted and all that. You know, fun, all that fun stuff. No, US redacted. Contact light is the first game ship. Let's just put this there. Can still keep this. Yeah, this is fine. He might have died there. He was on board here, and he was there, and he's on board there. And now, where did I see? Yes, a ship cargo 0 copy 2. Thank you. Gonna duplicate you. Maybe you redacted because you see, there's 2 ships from the UES company. And that is the other ship is, well, the first one is US Contact Light, the travel ship. The other one is the very funnily named Redacted. UES Redacted. That's all. It has no other name. What's done with you? And now, can I? Oh, right. And now merge. You know, I actually used to hail from GIMP. I worked in GIMP for so many years. And, you know, I really made that my comfort zone. Can you actually merge text? You can merge text. Or can't you? That doesn't matter. Just gonna move this up here a bit. I actually just recently started using Photoshop. I had to do it for my university. And then we have, you know, the connected ships. I'll put that one there. And then we're going to connect it to everyone's favorite cabbage robot. Was cabbage or tomato? I need to know, just for sure. Rex Cabbage, yeah. Everyone's favorite cabbage robot. I have an image for him. He's relevant for my next video, which I promise I'm working on. I must have zoned out for a bit because I swear I didn't draw that arrow like that. I'm sorry, that's disgraceful. Took a lot of pride in my arrow, see? Okay, no, shouldn't quite. Now we know the US contact USEC redacted, because this is a transcription from that ship, where he then get tossed out. And where did he get tossed out? Well, no other place than the Abyssal Depths, because of course he did. Very unfortunate place, I must admit, for a cabbage robot to be stuck. I thought we'll shrink some of this all later. That's a good size. Rex is far too big. Now, I'm gonna have to draw like this really big ugly arrow here. I guess it was inevitable. Inevitable? Ah. However you say that word, you know it. You know what I meant. Right click on the text layer and click raster. Oh, I can. Right. Thanks, Phobos. So where does Pepe Silvia fit into the lore? Pepe Silvia. Yeah, I'm a bit of a a bit of a boomer on kind of like memes. So you have to educate me a bit on what Pepe Silvia means. Sorry. Thank you, Phobos. Cabbage indeed. Cabbage also the name of a really good like Risk of Rain prismatic trial player. Like, he was the reason I managed to get that mercenary achievement, which is quite frankly a ridiculous achievement in any way you look at it. Is it? I wonder if it's easier or harder to get now with artifacts. I'll say harder so people feel better. Okay, this arrow is disgusting. God. Can't try arrows for the life of me. Okay, so we have the Abyssal Depths, which is connected to the planet. Now, where do you go from here? Could draw an arrow from here that they're going on the trip, but we don't know if they've reached the planet. They're on their way, I suppose. Now, the planet stuff is going to be... It's going to be, you know, where the races are, where they belong, the connections between them, but much more fun stuff is going in and seeing, like, where all the items belong, because this ship right here was transporting a lot of goods. I'm just gonna save it. Just really quickly, would be a shame to lose it. Because the ship was transporting, well, two things, gonna just split here. It was transporting the teleporter, which is important, because the teleporter, increase the size of that one bit. The teleporter is kind of the reason, it's the way Providence, you know, got onto the planet, but it's also such a central focus of it. We also then can have connections with, what is it called? I think it's called the Ancient Teleporter. Audio got real funky, is that just for me? Probably. Try restarting. If it doesn't work, well, oh there then. If you haven't played Risk of Rain 1, after you get to a certain stage, here it is, you get to a teleporter that's a bit special. It is an ancient teleporter, which is, you know, more fancy, has like two torches on it and all that, and it's the thing that allows you to loop. Okay, it's far too big. Sprites should never be zoomed in that much. Then we have yes, the cargo, because the ship was carrying all this valuable cargo. This cargo is very important. Oh, that's a blurry chest. Ugh. Let's see, maybe a medium chest would be better. Bit blurry. Cargo chests are where all this cargo is, the cargo, you know, which we use, all the items and all that. And they have all been shipped to like very special places. I'm gonna put this down here a bit just to save some space. All the items, they have a special place in our heart. You know, you love some, you hate some. And, you know, you like those that help you become OP. You dislike those that are boring and lame and all that. I'm gonna do this, delete that arrow. What about the big teleporter on... What about the big teleporter on Sky Meadow? Oh, that's... Yeah, oh, that's artifact teleporters. We're going to get to that one. Artifact, that's probably going to be around here. Hey, yeah, let's do that. Before, sorry, cargo, you have to wait. But you can do that. We're going to... Let's focus on those teleporters. You see, I have the game files open. And I think there should be a file for the artifact portal. That's what I'm typing at the... Let's see, teleporter. No, nothing. Right then. That means I have to go find it on the internet. Woohoo! Believing a person named Pepe Silvia doesn't exist and comes to the conclusion that's related to conspiracy. Refer to stream film. Oh, so you see, I'm one of those like normies that doesn't, you know, have a... I haven't watched the show. I know the image is very like... It's often used for people to speculate lore. I thought it would be funny. Made like really quickly. Yeah, I might have to watch that show one day. If you get something like Command plus Glass artifact, it's a bit better. Is that the correlation to the Visions of Heresy? Not really sure. One's like one's... Yeah, it's identical. Well, almost. There's a bit of a difference to it. Now I need to find artifact teleporter, Risk of Rain, and I need the one for Risk of Rain 1. It's good enough until like I find the image of it. Now, is this going to be connected? Okay, I have some space here. I'm going to need it. Oh, this is technically a teleporter, so I might, you know, have to stick it and, you know, make it all connected to the teleporters. I'm not sure if it has a similar, like, yeah, I think they're connected. It has a similar design. Hello, Jabber7. Good to see you. It's a pretty good show. Well, that's good to know. I'm all out of shows to watch. Well, mostly because I don't watch shows, but that's besides the point. And then I need the one in Risk of Rain 2. Sky Meadows. Is there a good image of that teleporter? I think this one, yeah. This one will do. Oh, that's a big image. Hello there. I think I'm gonna crop it. Oh wait, no, that's silly me. Around here. Yeah, I think this is okay. this. RT Telly. Shrink it down just a smidge. Oh wait, I need to draw like the connection between Sky Meadows to the planet. I might have been using too many, like, too big images. Shrink it down a bit. Oh, no. It was almost. Hello, Aglomarmot9883. It would be cool if you got a reward from doing a run with all artifacts and all lunar items, except for these items, that is. Well, Smooth Turtle, that would indeed be very cool. They did a similar thing in Risk of Rain 1 with the Artifact of Origin. I can't, you know, that I like that challenge, it was very fun. But I can't say I enjoy playing all artifacts on Risk of Rain 2. I must admit, I find it a bit of a pain. And now I want to connect this to the Bulwark's Ambry, because oh wait, that's the old I'm googling the old wiki. You see, the Bulwark's Ambry is where we get taken to after the teleporter, and it's called the Bulwark's Ambry, and we all remember who our beloved Bulwark is. The possibly either kind or really controlling an evil providence. Who knows at this point. Just gonna draw a nice and neat line here. Connect this. I'm just gonna use a random artifact to show how that they are connected. Sorry, I just hit my microphone there. Command. I think that's an artifact everyone will know. It's a good song. It's also kind of just for me, so I can remember it. Oh, look at this mess. Oh, it's beautiful already. That's connected to Bulwark's Ambry and all that. Oh, I just remembered. We have the Moment Hole and all that stuff. Whatever that one is called. Wait, it's called Compound Generator? Is that what they are calling the artifact teleport on Risk of Rain 2? Look at this. Compound Generator. I wonder if that's like an official name, or like if they found it in the files, or if that's just, you know, a logical name because it generates compounds. Nah. I'm gonna use that name, it's a good name. And then we have a moment, or the moments actually. We need both of them. They're very clearly connected. Oh, they're also kind of connected to the teleporters. They're very clearly connected to Providence and the Relative. That is, you know, it's, you can tell it in the logs. They were both here. At the same time, the gates and the teleporters, they kind of function the same, you know, that gates allow you to travel through space without, you know, feeling space, you know, without succumbing to its sickness, as the Relative put it. But that is a means of teleportation, so sure they're connected to teleporters. I want to say yes, but at the same time, maybe we should put like a separate teleporter. I don't think about that one. Since we talked about the teleporter on Contact Light, when you finish your run Risk of Rain 1, you can hear the teleporter's sound. Do you think it means anything? Oh. I'll get back to you 1 second, because that's probably gonna occupy me a bit, so I just want to answer, see what the other one said. Smooth Turtle, yeah, fragility is annoying to deal with, and chaos, I think that's the team damage one, yes. think this is a damage one makes multiplayer basically impossible. Yes, multiplayer also makes gasoline and will-o-wisp too self-destructing. I thought chaos would be super fun, but it just makes it so you can't use half the items. I mean, at least you can make it so the Wandering Vagrant kills everything. That's fun. Now, that teleporter thing, you know, I never really thought about that. You know, you always get like adrenaline of finishing a run. In a sense, you know, it could mean that somehow someone, like maybe a planned survivor, I doubt the survivor, like the one who killed Providence, used the teleporter. I would like to think they would want to escape. At the same time, yeah, there might be even a survivor of the onslaught who use a teleporter, maybe get out of there and spread the message and all that. Or well, we don't know what happened to all 10 survivors. Maybe one, like some of them escaped, maybe just one escaped, and then the rest just use a teleporter. Or one of them used teleporter. Oh, that's weird. I have to think about that one. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Sorry. Okay. Oh, that could mean everything and nothing. Xenix, is this streamer that needs the final just breaks down? I certainly hope not. Lore has been driving me nuts, man. Going to go crazy. Why is Arthur Origin Risk of Rain 1 Origin? Because imps don't seem to come from that planet. Stor Arvid, or Stor Arvid, however you want to pronounce it. The names are weird. I mean, command makes sense, right? You make a command for what the item is supposed to be. Sacrifice, what, you sacrifice the chests that the inhabitants sacrifice themselves to give you items? They sacrifice their items? Vengeance, you know, that makes sense. Bombs coming out. Or no, that's Spite. Vengeance is the Umbras. It's kind of... Origin. Yeah, names are supposed to fit. What if the imps aren't invaders in the sense that they are not here, but instead they were originally on the planet, then Providence maybe chased them off or cleared them off, and in response to that, the imps are now invading back to take the planet? That could be something, but the way the Bulwarks, Ambry, and the Moment Fracture are written, it kind of seems like, you know, Providence and those they're using. I have some visual indicators for you. Like the way... especially this one, you know, they're found the compounds of the universe, they're kind of gods, they're creating stuff. It does feel weird in a sense to have them be the... It feels weird having them be like the... taking the planet from someone. Oh, Origin, yeah, that's a weird name. Who knows? Sorry, yeah, I'm stumped. Things another thing teleporting on the contact light. Ooh. Jefferson, that's an interesting thing to note. That could be. Then crashed the escape ship. After credits in Risk of Rain 1, you know, the ship just crashed again, and the Risk of Rain 1 survivor just gives up. Yeah, who do you guys main? Share it around. Sniper Gang. Oh, Sniper Gang's fun. Oh, let me see. Do I have this here? Yeah, here it is. 71 runs on Sniper. Yeah, that still frustrates me. I don't have the Providence log. Maybe one day. Acrid. Okay, that's all. Acrid in 1. Bastard NG in 2. Acrid in both. Minor main. I respect a good minor main. Loader is hella cool. You load Bandit in Risk of Rain 1, but you probably play better with Commando. In Risk of Rain 2, I want to main Acrid, but I'm really only good at multi. Yeah, everyone wants to. I feel Acrid is super popular. Everyone wants to play Acrid. Multi is pretty though. I think multi is cool. I think it's my second or third favorite after Rex got announced or added. Still not have mine, even though I sent plus on Risk of Rain 1. RNG just hates me. That's unlucky, man. I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream, JD. Chef's an excellent choice. Now, where were we? Yes. Bulwark's Ambry and all that. Copy paste this image. Scale it down. Do I have to say everything? Hey, Denise, do you have to like... do you have to say everything that you do? I can't multitask. I'm so bad multitasking, like making something while talking. Really impressed by the like art streamers that can manage to draw while at the same time, you know, talking, engaging in chat and all that. Maybe it's a talent. Yeah, skill you develop over time. So this is connected. This is both of their like embrace. That's where they hang out and all that. Gonna put a side note for a teleporter there. Just a little teleporter, because I don't want to make this mess again. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's shaping up to be rather nice. Okay, let's go over to the fun part, the items. Now I'm going to, well, I could say I'm going to cheat a bit, because I'm going to use my old lore chart, because I can't remember all of the, here it is. So, you know, all the items, you know, have a ship date, and if you remember for a timeline video, they have a shipping date, but they also have a location. So I'm just going to like make all these connections again. If I miss any, let me know. And all that. God, look at this mess. And this was before all the updates. This was even before Scorched Acres. Alright, I don't have any more room on Providence. Gonna have to make a bit more. Acrid is indeed. Acrid is, well, yeah, in a sense he's a good boy, but most importantly he's a boy who wants to be left alone. He's a very tired boy. Or did you call Acrid it? I actually can't remember if, like, was Acrid a boy? That's something for the internet to decide. Please say everything you do. Orion, is that a hint of sarcasm? Oh, Jabber, we're continuing on with that note. The teleporter sound happens before the credits. Up to screen pans around the cargo hold. It stops on teleporter and the screen fades and teleporter makes a sound. Yeah, right. Oof, this is a lot. Ooh, I just wonder if that actually means, that could mean something. I'm not gonna hang up too much for now. I'm actually gonna make a note on it. Note speculate. I actually have a notepad where I just note everything that you all say of use, and you say a lot. Have a lot of good recommendations and all that. Penley sound after credits. Hold on. There we go. I hope Hopo still releases a little bit more content after it's coming to its launch. I'm not hoping for much, but just a little bit of content and or quality of life changes. I mean, they're hooked up with Gearbox now. Gearbox is a big company. I doubt they'll just let them, you know. What do you think, you can just leave the game to be finished? Oh no, they're going to be pushed for some more updates. I'll guarantee it. But I do think after 1.0 they're going to take a long break. A well deserved, might I add, long break. Why is that so spaghetti? Spaghetti arrow. That was a good arrow. The reason I'm going this high with it is because we are going to have a lot of sprites now. Okay, so where do I start? War of 2019, that's a good place as any. War of 2019. be 60, 24. Yeah, 24 sounds good. In the war of 2019, we have... What's the confirm? Okay, so we have Warbanner. What use Risk of Rain 1 Warbanner because I can't be bothered to Google the other one. Just gonna use the Warbanner file. Cancel. So that's one. And there's the Brilliant Behemoth, which I earlier today called Bazooka because I forgot its name. What was it called? Oh, what's... Can? Yeah, Can. That's actually something fun. In all the sprites, you know, you write S, but they're not called what they are. Like, Brilliant Behemoth's called Can, and Rusty Knife is called Dagger, I think? Yeah, no, that's Ceremonial Knife. It's called Dagger. Or Ceremonial Dagger, I can't remember. Blade. Yeah, that's Blade. And I think Squids is one of them, no? So, like, I just have to guess what they like do. Oh, there's no, don't worry about the screen text, Jabber. Chat's manageable. We only have 15 people chilling here. Speaking of it, they just said the contract has been lost, right? It hasn't been found at all. I think the first idea that another ship teleported in and destroyed the ship. Yeah, but at the same time, we don't know where the survivor, you know, went. He might have run off forever, shamed of whatever horrors he had been doing. Or he could just, you know... It might have been destroyed, but at the same time, you know... UES is a very, like, shady company. They might have found, like, the remnants of the ship and just been quiet about it, you know, not said anything to anyone. Like, I don't trust the US for a second. Gotta keep with chat, gotta be a good streamer. What if they make Risk of Rain 3? Not at their pace. I think they're not exactly going to rush it. They might make Deadpool 2. I know they want to. And Gearbox hasn't bought them. It's just published. Risk of Rain 2 is published under that name. So, you know, they could make whatever they want. They might also just make something completely new. For all we know. I know nothing. It's been over 5 years in development at this point. Yeah. It's been a long time. Pretty happy with both games. Yeah, they're good. They're very good. Wouldn't do this if they weren't good. If they made a Risk of Rain 3, it would be in first person. I actually play Risk of Rain 2 in first person to get all those images with the mod. You know, all those aesthetic scenery. You know, that's fun. It's very... I would recommend it playing, or I would recommend it's an experience. A roguelike in VR. You know, every time like dash with mercenary want to rotate, you just have to snap your neck. Roar 3 will be in 4D, obviously. Well, duh. Can't wait for 5D in Risk of Rain 4. Roar 3 would just be a Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Isn't that DOR, Duelist of the Roses? Or is that DOTR? Risk of Rain 0 actually is this, we just can't see it, it's only one dimension. Game & Watch loves to play Risk of Rain 0, I assume. Moving on. After War 2019, we have the Frozen Valley. Frozen Valley is fun. I'm gonna put this a bit more down. I just noticed it took suddenly, like, it looked like we're running out of space. Like, this document is 3,000 times something. Try to make a really big one. But actually, my PC almost crashed trying to, like, make all of this work. So better appreciate it, damn it. Actually, I have a really bad relationship with my PC, I think. When I announced the last stream... Oh, that was our layer. When I announced my previous stream, right after I announced it, like minutes after, I managed to kick my PC and it froze and wouldn't boot up. So I had to spend an entire day, you know, jostling cables, not remaking it, you know, dismantling it and all that. And then right after I announced this stream, I managed to pull a cable and it fell to the ground. Luckily I have a carpet under there, so it was a soft landing. But you know, I think I just have to be really careful announcing streams. Frozen Valley. I put my commando in attack mode. I also stack Brilliant Behemoth. This makes his attack power go even higher, and his attacks explode. Commando, double tap. Well, guess what? I draw Pot of Greed. Do you know what that does, Jabber7? Do you know what Pot of Greed does? Yes, Mutor, there was a war last year. I think we missed it. Yeah, good username. PCs are wonky things. Oh, you too, Smooth Turtle. Oh, well, at least we can share our misery together. Now, what was it in the Frozen Valley? Permafrost, Tougher Times, and what's this ice called? Risk of Rain 1, item log. It was called Frost Relic. Okay, Risk of Rain 1, that item was incredible. Sprite Teddy, I think it's called. Yeah, Sprite Teddy. God, I have to get used to Photoshop. I have an audience now. I can do these mistakes on my own. Frozen Valley is important. Well, important. It's actually, I don't think it's that important, but there's a surprising amount of items connected to it. Cube, what's that? Nope. Ice. Yes. Sprite Ice Cube. Nice ice, baby. Yeah, that's about big enough. What was the final item? Yeah, Frost Relic. As Frost? No. Snow? Yes, Snowflake. It was called. See, now you can also learn the in development names. This is Cannon. This was Warbanner, Teddy, Ice Cube. I mean that's how we call most things. You know, we never call, oh boy, I got Paul's Goatooth. We just say Goatooth or Hoof. It's like we're living on borrowed time. The Pot of Greed does indeed draw 2 cards. They gotta make you remember. You gotta make you remember that. Oh man, I can see you being super paranoid every time you stream, lol. Dude, this is going to be a curse. Like, I imagine I'm going to, like, hey, I'm going to make another stream and like a rock comes through my window. Risk of Rain was actually one of my first games I got my old laptop. It ran quite well. Hey, same. It's Smooth Turtle, we both had that. I guess we both had like potato PCs or laptops. So that was like, we could only run indie games. I loved pixel art because of that. It was really nice just to see, it was really nice having like games that you could play, and pixel games were mostly, you know, they could run on low-end PCs, which made them very, very nice. Go Polarity Zone. Polarity Zone is a very fun place. Well, it's kind of sad actually, because, you know, there's someone working there, right? There is this, there's like this employee at the Polarity Zone, and they're getting gifts from their family, but I have a feeling those gifts never reach them, you know? Never got those gifts. No, that's a bit of a shame. Oh wait, I already had Rose Buckler downloaded, but yeah. Oh god, we're already at the top. Can't believe it. Oh yeah, this bottom part is going to be fun in that case. Going to go far here. So yep, Rose Buckler, and then there's the Wax Quail, I think it's called. Man, it would be really fun if like there was a game show like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but for like Risk of Rain lore. Because then I would probably be. I mean, I'm not gonna say I know everything, but like, yeah, I would say it's easy money. Yeah, Risk of Rain 1 and 2 are. People are like, oh, it's the same game but in 3D. Yeah, it is, but like that has huge implications. It's the same game, or same concept. Yeah, I would say that's about it. If you liked Risk of Rain 1, you might like 2, etc. I remember the TTS card battle of Kitten against Zentek. Zent? I have no idea how you pronounce that. I can't say I remember that one. I wasn't too much of a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. So Risk of Rain 1 and Risk of Rain 2 items the exact same canonically, or were they obtained from different places? Yeah, that's a good question. So, yeah, I'm assuming you mean the overlapping items, like the items that were in both games. Well, we know one item is basically the same. We have this muscled up, almost, one would think it's bloodied, this old teddy bear. And then of course we have the same teddy bear but in even worse condition. I would say very safely this is the same item. But then you have like the Brilliant Behemoth, and yeah, here's where we get to something really weird. In the Brilliant Behemoth log, can you read it actually? I'm not sure who was there last time, but there was, I had the chat like up here, and it covered a lot of info. I think that's it's blocking something still. Basically, it sounds, you know, it's pristine condition from the War of the Slopes, 2019, all genuine and a real good collector's item. It seems very, you know, it doesn't seem like there's many of them around. So you would think that it was probably, you know, a rare trinket that they managed to get, and it's the same in both items. Then you get to the wretched Sticky Bomb log. Because this item confirms the existence of 3D printers, which can, you know, copy items. So suddenly, you know, and I think that's such a cynical, like, 3D printers are super cynical, because you have like this unique children's gift, you know, this one-of-a-kind teddy, and this soldier or this person is going all the way to the planet just to retrieve this, despite there being 7 million chests. But now you can just make 10 of them. Just duplicate them, you know, make 100. I don't like that. And there's teleporters, you know, or 3D printers of all tiers, even these ones, but these are weird. And that just makes it kinda feel like all items lose a bit of impact, because, you know, they could be like, they have acquired the Brilliant Behemoth and then just fucking, I don't know, 3D printed it like a couple times. And, well, now we have a bunch of Brilliant Behemoths. You know how it is. Also, same also games above 50 FPS just didn't get used to, yet it still got a piece, though, sorry, my tongue just died on me. Same. Also games above 50 FPS I just didn't get used to it till I got a PlayStation 4. Well, yeah, I mean, I had a friend who was, or have a friend who's super like finicky. It has to be like constant 60 FPS and all that. You know, I was happy with 30. Perfect execution predict is, well, Paul's goats. Well, Paul's goats still have 3 other hooves. That's true, but was all of them bloated? Well, were all of them like oversized? Had an abnormally large foot. Right, so it's one apparently cancerous large foot. You know, it's specified like that. Unless Paul had a bunch of goats that all suffered from this, which would, you know, be a huge shame. Yeah, I just don't, I think the items are supposed to be like the same and one of a kind, but then 3D printers just make it possible, you know, who knows. Like, a feather from the Hopo found only Nathan Europa. There are only 3, like, Hopos left. And, you know, don't worry, you will never run out of the feathers, you can just 3D print them. I figure the existence of the 3D printers just makes everything less... I don't know, it's kind of hard to, like, value the items. From a lore perspective, I assure you, I still value all the behemoths I get, especially on Commando. What was it called? Generator? Charge. Because now I have to find the charge field generator. I can't remember, I'm just gonna Google it. I don't want to waste any more time, I've already wasted enough. I think the charge field generator used to not have a stacking limit in Risk of Rain 1. Which I quite frankly think is hilarious. Wait, that's not a PNG. Does it have one? No, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna be stuck with... Oh, this is going to be annoying. The Risk of Rain 1 wiki only has like the one with the black bars. Gonna fix it. I promise, I'm gonna make this chart look far better. Something weird is that the glowing meteorite from the first game is a lunar now. That is indeed rather weird. I suppose they didn't think of lunars in the first game. I wouldn't hold too much levity and all that. I think they would like have made it a lunar all the time. Like, it was the original lunar item. It had the aesthetic. It's very much a possibility that the whole concept of lunars were like formed from the glowing meteorite. You know, in Risk of Rain 1 it had that blue... Yeah, just blue aesthetic. Another random question, what even is a Shrine of Order, and why do they only ever want to spawn within Rally Point Delta? I have no answer for that. I guess... I mean, I understand the name, you know, it's Shrine of Order. It neatly makes all your items the same one. Like, the naming makes sense. But I don't know what their purpose is. Can't really say, sorry. That's something to speculate. I suppose... Hard to say, I don't know. Order and like Chaos. The only contrast is, you know, you have Shrine of Order and the Artifact of Chaos, but like, it hasn't really been a big vocal point for now. Deadbolt OST is incredible. Indeed it is. And I hope I don't get copyright strikes for using it. I think the issue is the gameplay mechanic versus canon, like having tons of ranges. Sure, probably only one Teddy and maybe Banner. Yeah, good username, yeah, but then we have the printers that kind of ruin it. That's how I looked at it all the time. Hello, Lord Skellington, glad you could join us. What you have missed? You have missed the creation of this thing. I have no clue. You know, we just quickly went through the lunar items and artifact teleporters, and then like a couple of the drivers from Risk of Rain 1 we know about. I'm gonna have to like make the miner somewhere here. I'm gonna do that. What was the next item? Sorry, just wanna keep this moving. Right. Oh, this one was a really weird one. Carolyn Williams, one of the actually few named characters in Risk of Rain. Like, she's not the scientist. No, she is Carolyn freaking Williams. Did I spell it right? No. No, I didn't. Carolyn. I can't write. There. Can make it double. And she had a lot of items actually. some more chatting and Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, we had a Commando as a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Now, Carolyn Williams is... Well, we don't know what she is exactly. We know she likes stuff that's like organic. She's in a sense like a biologist of some kind. What was it called? Toxic. Where is it? Centipede. Was it Centipede? No, it wasn't Centipede. Poison? Yeah. Ha, look at that. Toxic Centipede. It's called Poison. I know how you think, Hopo. It's just basically a guessing game for me to find the sprites, and I think that's very fun. Amalgamation. Ghoulish. It's a ghoulish horror. Art. I prefer ghoulish horror or amalgamation. Art. I mean, everything's art, isn't it? Then we have... Oh, was it Squib? Oh, what would you call Twig? Okay, how do you say it? Oh, I find it. By accident. Do you remember these items? Oh, this was a fun one. Squib. Wait, no, the twigs weren't sent. Am I hallucinating? Wait, why did I put this on Carolyn Williams back then? 1803 approximately. Wait, what? I found a mistake I made like a year ago. Where's the toxic one? Karen Williams, Rare Study Center. Am I blind? Fetch natural air, blah blah blah. Why did I put them there? That's weird. I have to like double check stuff. The second one was the rap. Was it rap? No, beating embryo. That was sent to Carolyn Williams. So embryo, I think they call just embryo. Pardon me. Art, but at what cost? Cost of my dignity. Horror art. I think the Q is silent. So that would be what? Twib? Yeah, twib. Twib. That's funny. That's a funny word. What was the final? Leech. Massive leech. Active. There. Carolyn Williams. Okay, so that one was right. So I'm upset about this. Can't believe I didn't like correct myself on anything. Yes. Leech. Okay, so 3 items on our buddy Carolyn. Because, you know, twigs. Okay, then we have East Hanador. Now, pardon me, I just have to double check this. East Hanador. Yeah, but actually, this is kind of funny. And both East Han items sent to East Hanador are related to like excavation, you know, digging and all that. And here they are. But here they are, you know, it's a weapon facility. And as it says, because you can't read the chat, I'm just gonna read it for you. Why I bother telling you all this is beyond me. You people aren't planning on using it for mining anyways. So, you know, this East Hanador company is very, like, shady. Also, this vlog has a bit of a, you know... like, it shows, like, a clear hint that these people are up to no good and they're using, like, explosives and mining gear as probably a facade for making... what do you call it? For making weapons and all that. Dynamite, I think it's called. Yeah, oh, Dino. Just Dino. Yeah, here. Now I'm going to have to make a couple crossroads. I'm gonna go from here. I'll go one there, one here. And what was it called again? It was called Plunger East Hanador. East Hanador, East Hanador. Hanador. Where we have the plunger and the mine, the drill. It's just gonna be called drill, right? Yeah. Sprites drill 0. I should probably increase the size of the plunger. Not about that. I'm gonna put this a bit closer. Maybe like this. Cut out arrow dots, of course. Oh wait, what? Keep it to yourself, drill. Bit more. There we go. For consistency, I suppose I should draw arrows. Even though I know they're redundant. Okay, let's see. Q is a pretty harsh consonant. I don't think it would be silent. Could be. I mean, we don't Q-tip, not just dash tip. Well, anything can be used as a weapon. Dead Space is mining gear as weapons. Yeah, that's true. There's actually a Dead Space mod for Risk of Rain 1. You just remind me of it. It's a very good mod. Geshaka Tower? Oh. Geshaka Tower. Geshaka Tower was one of my like revelations, because for the longest time I was always kind of worried that we're going to have like retcons and Risk of Rain 1 lore is going to be like rewritten and all that. No, but or just forgotten, and this is going to like be a different story. That obviously wasn't the case. But seeing like a Risk of Rain 1 and Risk of Rain 2 item being delivered to the same place, like a Shaka Tower, 33rd floor, Mars. Then we have the power generator? Shield generator. 33rd floor, Mars. Exactly the same. So I'm going to need a Hardlight Afterburner PNG and the Shield Gen. What do you think of the Shield Gen in Risk of Rain 1? I think it's firstly it's a pain to unlock. Not like staying above, I think 90% health for like 25 minutes on multi is not a fun. It's not a fun achievement. And I don't think the item is fun to use. Like, you get your moments of like not being able to die, but yeah, I guess you just play normally after that, or recklessly. It's like a pause button. Generator. What shield? Gen? No gen. Battery? Wait, what? Well, that's funny. Mysterious Vial is called battery. No wonder I never found it. How would you call it battery? Mysterious indeed. So since laser, red item in Risk of Rain functions similar to the disc, red item in Risk of Rain 2, are they at all related? I mean, yeah, they function in a similar sense, the same, you know, they charge up and then they get a huge blast. Turbine is far cooler, don't at me. It's, you know, screen clearing and all that, but are they connected? I wouldn't say so. You know, the laser has a bit more, you know, red tech. It's like from a power plant and all that. But at the same time, it's hard to make any conclusions since, you know, everything we have about the disc is nothing. Like, it's more pinkish than reddish. Isn't proof by any means, but you know, I wouldn't say there's a connection. I can't find the sprite for the Shield Gen. Just gonna take a quick browse. I don't know if I happen to see it. Shield gen battery. Who knows what it could be called. Here's all the sprites in Risk of Rain. This is how I make videos, by the way. When I need assets, you know, sprites and all that, I just use this. And browse through them. Sometimes, you know, I search, it's easier. And other times... Bubble. Is it called Bubble? I swear it's called Bubble. Of course it's called the Bubble Shield. Why wouldn't it be? Okay, Hope, I don't know how you think. Never mind. Yeah, just gonna hire these arrows. Gonna make them bits distant, so at least the arrows have a bit of validity to them. Right, Fort Mason is the next one. I remember that one clearly. So we have Redacted, Fort Mason, Solomon, Violet Heights. Oh yeah, Grieven Camp. And oh boy. We're right in Fort Joseph. Completely forgot about Fort Joseph. Okay, so which ones are important to keep close? Redacted and Grieven Camp has to be kept close. Just gonna keep them here. Gonna take Redacted here. Okay, I'm gonna take Redacted here because, you know, they are... This also the name of the ship in Risk of Rain 1. I think it might be from the same firm, which would definitely show us a more militaristic view of like the US contact company, because all redacted items are basically related to military or military event in some way. So that's the wrong brush. So I'm just gonna put the arrow here, and I'm gonna put a quick arrow here. That wasn't even close. I can't raise my mic volume anymore. Damn. Oh, there goes the music. There, fixed it. I have it as high as I can. Let me just quickly tinker around. Compressor, expander. I don't want to mess too much in the audio settings. I guess I'll just talk a bit louder. I'm home alone, no one cares anyways. What's some more? Try power or gen. Okay, bubble. Bubble gen. It's the same one as the engineers in Risk of Rain 2, or at least use similar technology. Very possible. An indestructible shield. And what's the one called? Is there a name? So the shield gen is what it's called in Risk of Rain 1. And the engineer ability in Risk of Rain 2 is called... Bubble. I mean, that isn't anything concrete. I mean, that isn't, you know, anything complete. That doesn't make or break anything. It's a common... I don't want to make too many. I don't want to be too hasteful in my conclusions. I'm gonna keep that. I'm just gonna note that one down for later. Don't mind me. Gen. Right, moving on, we have redacted related items. This one I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we have the mortar tube. I'm gonna quickly check that one. That is yes. Other than its archaic design, the mortar tube is actually pretty decent if you get a lot of them in a battery. Can blank the big area like redacted. I suppose you can beat them with the tube afterwards. You know, mortar shoots stonks. That's the name, mortar stonks. Just think that's funny. So redacted is a place in the Risk of Rain 1, but in Risk of Rain 2, US contact lights redacted. Might refer to the same base or same place. I'm gonna keep the arrow for now. It's more fun when there's more arrows anyways. Right, not gonna keep you more waiting anymore. It's like that monthly Python clip, like, yeah, get on with it. Then we have Lensmaker's glasses. Gonna have to just quickly check those. Oh, I can't think of a single scientific reason why I would want this. Have you been hired by Redacted? If you're in trouble, you can always ask me for help. Wait, can I... Okay, there. I'm not making this up, just so you see that. No, some people think I am. Right, so here Redacted is a company. I'm gonna put the Lensmaker's glasses here. You know, they seem to have like the same naming scale as the US Redacted. I'm gonna move the US Redacted probably though. Lensmakers. I think those are just called glasses. Was it? Let's see. Yes, glasses. Indeed it was. Thank you, Oppo, for an easier one. Then we have missiles, which are just called missiles. Then we have the missile 0. Oh. Mark 1. Are they too small now? Just gonna move it a bit. Sorry for being super finicky with this, I just want it to at least be readable. Move this a bit there. Move the redacted text here. Gonna move the erased arrow from existence, because I'm powerful like that. You ever think artists get like god complexes? I know writers do. You know, they can make characters and worlds, so they kind of get, you know, a complex. I wonder if artists get that too. Like, if they can kind of create almost anything. Stonks. What about Loader's debris shield in Discovery 1, which almost like the shield generator? Yeah, it's identical gameplay wise. Though I think... I think the debris shield might kind of make more sense with the personal shield gen. Just because it's noted in the Risk of Rain 2 that it's kind of used in to kind of protect, like, simple protection. I mean, of course, Risk of Rain 1 that makes you like unstoppable in every sense of the world or word. And this one is just a measly little shield. But you know, it's a hiker tool, sailors, you know, and even they'll commuters to be comfortable in harsh weather. Whether that means rains or asteroids, yeah, who knows. It's hard to say what's like harsh weather in the Risk of Rain 1. It could be meteors, for all we know. Though I doubt the personal shield gen will protect you from that. So these, wait, I was missing one more. Mortar tube, that's right. Was that connected to anything? Can I put it? Nope, that was just a bit of a weird item. Gonna just tug it in here. And it's called just mortar. Sprite mortar. Redacted tends to just mean erased. I mean, redacted is, yeah, in a sense erased, but like it has been what is erased. You know, it's because it's classified information and we can't read it. Redacted could be a place, it could be a group, you know. But at the same time, we both know that this, whatever the UES ship is called, is classified, and these items are either to a classified group or belong to classified areas. Now the mortar... Oh yeah, forgot about that. Both the missile launchers are connected to Fort Joseph. Not to be confused with Fort Mason. Not that anyone would confuse it, let's be honest. I don't think that's a pressing issue. Oh, is it Fort Joseph or Fort Mason? Sometimes I think I'm like the only person that like makes big notes on this. Like you can imagine Risk of Rain in the next update, everyone's going to be like, oh, we got a new boss! And like, I don't care, they reference Fort Mason again. The continuity has continued. But yeah, people are excited for different things, I suppose. There. That was Fort Joseph, right? Fort Joseph, yes. Fort Joseph Bros Tito. Yeah, well, the one in Risk of Rain 2 is basically Topaz Brute. Yeah, identical. Just better. One of the technologies for us mechanical spiders in Risk of Rain 1 is that already technologies for X, or the engineers mobile turrets and mines. They all have multiple mechanical legs, but I'm just brainstorming. Yeah, Smooth Turtle, it all makes sense, you know, in the sense that it's like in the sense that, you know, they have a similar form of technology, but I think, like, I would say, you know, when it comes to like mechanical spiders and all that, they surely they have like design similarities, but I would say that the mechanical spiders are like a step above the drones and the turrets, because they're very like simple. They're very simple, you know. They shoot, attack, some can move. The drones just stand still until they detect motion or an enemy presence. Meanwhile, the mechanical spiders, let's see, what's the list? They can do a lot of things. They can... Let's see, they can collect especially valuable cargo, probably not too big cargo, redirect transmission signals, hijack ships, and they have what looks like to be a more like freeform software than drones, mines, and the turrets. No, Greven Camp, they're right, but Graven. Is it Greven or Graven? Graven. It's Graven. I think that's German? Graven Camp. Oh, that was a horrible German. It wasn't even German, a German accent. What's connected to Graven Camp? We have the Giant Amethyst? Is that what it's called? Gigantic Amethyst, yeah? So, gem? Not Amethyst, Giant? Nope, that's the Bending Vagrant. What could it be called? Gem. Well, you can browse with me. No, gotta include you as well, since you've all been so kind to show up to my ramblings. Yeah, the spiders are crystal, that's what it's called. The spiders are, in a sense, you know, the closest things. I wouldn't call them full out sentience, but I think Providence has kind of like bestowed upon them, or well, Providence, the planet in general, has kind of bestowed upon them more freeform thinking. Then we have the hit list. Did I write that? Who was on the hit? Do you remember that item, the hit list? Just a bunch of names. It's one of the more cryptic items. Oh, they're coming home. It's going to be a bit of a ruckus. I apologize for that in advance. What was the hit list? There. Okay, so just gonna pull this here so you can see it. ABN, FRNTN, Random wildlife. What was this written by the Risk of Rain character? And then we have Grimenkemp. Yeah, right. These were all like shortened, maybe to get past the filter or something. I wonder if like these other names mean something. I have to research that a bit more. Alright, hit list. I'll tidy up these arrows a bit. Is it just called hit list? Come on, make it easy for me, Hobo. Now don't mind the S before hit list. Just ignore that. Don't want to get demonetized. And that's on the. Just gonna write that. I think that explains it decently. Could have enlarged them a bit. Just a smidge. Oops, wildlife being on that list. Yeah, for wildlife. I always think the hit list is somewhat related to either the mercenary, sniper, or bandit for some reason. Well, let's move to where that is indeed the, like, that is the obvious thing. Oh, I hit my keyboard. That is kind of, you know, the thing you would assume. But, you know, Risk of Rain universe has a lot of people. Could be one of the strivers, could be some random people we'll maybe never know about. Then we have, how many items do we have? We have Solomon, Fort Mason, Violet Heights. So I'm going to need 3 more arrows. There's the brush. I'm gonna put Violet Heights, right, Violet Heights here. Oh, too high there. I'm gonna put Fort Joseph maybe here. Yeah, gonna put it there. I'm gonna put Solomon. Just gonna put it there. I'm gonna put Solomon there. No, that's a stupid Dutch decision. I'm just gonna do. Pick this. It's kind of like a tree. I'm disturbing tree, but a tree nonetheless. Fort Mason. Oh right, Jaber. It was Fort Joseph and Fort Mason. What did you think it was kind of related to that? Like if for FR Fort, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, nothing of that sadly. Fort Mason. Fort Mason had the tasers, the sticky bombs, right? No, tasers and handcuffs. 2 more arrows in that case. Coming right up. Nice and simple. What was it called? Handcuffs? Cuffs? Oh, this one was hard. I remember this one. This one was a pain to find. Bracelets? No. Wasn't cuffs. Shackles, I think, maybe. Yes, shackles. Yeah. Browsing through these files has made me learn a thing or two. Oh. Okay, just gonna re-add that one. I thought that FRNT on the hit list was Fort Nathan or something. That could be interesting, yeah. Joseph and Mason are the 2 forts, indeed, for now. You know, we don't know. There could be more. Yeah. Well, I found it anyways. Okay, then we have Solomon and Violet Heights. Solomon is the fun one, so we're just gonna get knock out Violet Heights. I'm probably not going to stream until August, like a new stream. I mean, unless people really want to. Can't see how. So, you enjoy the stream for now. Going to try to focus on making the videos. There's still, production is going fairly well. I can keep this here, why not? That's the whip. That one's nice and easy. I'm gonna move Violet Heights a bit. Not a graphic designer, as you probably can tell. Those are bad arrows. Unsatisfactory arrows. Yeah, I have to whip here. That's bugging me. Gotta fix that. Now the really fun part about like the lore charts is that it makes the lore a bit more. It makes it seem a bit more complicated than it really is, and I think that's kind of just funny. All right, energy drink. That's risk of rain 2 item. Energy drink, risk of rain 2. You have to specify. Can't just put a can of monster there. Unless I have the energy drink. No, I didn't have it on beforehand. You know, I have a massive image folder. It's actually kind of scary, like to some extent it's hard to browse through it sometimes. Heights. Okay, so now we have Solomon, probably the most pardon, probably one of the more interesting characters from the Risk of Rain 1 background lore. But interesting that he doesn't have too much going for him. He has one particular thing. Was it Solomon? Solomon. He's a solo man, he's a solo cure. He had Alien Head, Fire Shield, and no, that's it. The reason he's kind of like interesting is because he is one. He's very unique in the sense that currently his log, or the log that mentions him, the Alien Head, is the only one that has been transferred to Risk of Rain 2. How do you write alien? Alien. Past school, I swear. It's also one of the words. Alien. Alien? Hey! One of those words that always kinda confused me. It's like beautiful. I can't write beautiful for the life of me. If you see like the Risk of Rain 1, order details, important sign from the spirits, passed down for many generations, must be used for high noon ritual to ward off sickness and fatigue, must be kept cool or will rot, helps energize the kinfolk and can be used for extra human strength and agility. Important. And this is sent to a person named Solomon in the backwaters of Mars. Risk of Rain 2, Alien Head, exactly the same. Even the question mark and all that, like the way that it has nothing here. It's really weird. I always thought it was a placeholder, and it might be. It might get removed. I wonder if this Solomon person is important. And why does he have Fire Shield and alien head. What a like weird combination of items. Oh, new person joined, I think. Zarg. Hello, Zarg. Welcome to the stream. The August Risk of Rain 2 update. Yeah, it's the launch date, or I don't know when in August, but that's for the update in the PC version at least. Console is 33rd, but yeah, that's probably the artifacts update, so you can celebrate with that. Virgino de la Resistance. I love this kind of stuff. As a policy major and someone into philosophy, I love charting at events, people, and organizations when I'm trying to figure something out or write a paper. Going to International Affairs for grad school this fall. Well, dude, congratulations. I hope it goes well for you. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this stuff. I love this like complicated lore stuff, or like making it sometimes complicated. It's just I like mess around a bit with it. It's not that difficult when you get into it, but it can seem very daunting. Yeah, Zarg, I hope for the logs as well. You might this might come as a surprise, but I'm also very invested in the lore of this game. Crazy, I know. Some people are going around saying, oh, they're going to add all the Risk of Rain 2 item logs. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, right, yeah. Yeah, you get my point. It's a lot of logs. Like, if they add them all, that would be super cool. I really, the artifact key I think is going to have something important in it. I mostly just want, like, the Scorched Acres, and I'm not gonna talk about Abyssal Depths log, but I just want, like, Siren's Call and Scorched Acres. I think those two are going to be super interesting. Also, are these all the item connections? I think they indeed are, all of them from the last one. Yeah, it's a direct port. Close enough. Now I could browse through. Let me see, are there some more shipment dates on the new items? This one has nothing. 421 Lane Lab 72 Mars. Don't think that's a place. If I recall correctly, is there any more dates in the new items? That one has nothing. Venetian Monk. Giardina Dealership, Naples, Earth. Is that the same one? From the Risk of Rain 1? No, that's Dextro Way. Both are Earth. Wait. Yeah, both are Earth. You're not gonna look too much into that. Yeah, I think that's a start. Now I'm going to quickly do some arrow repositioning here, because, you know, we have the planet, as we know, houses house of creatures and all that. So I just gotta make some room for the arrows that are going to come from the planet. Optimized. You know, actually the inspiration from the lore chart, for those who care about that, was actually from the Kirby franchise. It had like a very similar messy one. It might have been made like that on purpose, not sure. But I thought it was like kind of cool, you know, seeing have everything connected. And yeah, I decided, you know what, why not try it for my favorite franchise? And you know, my favorite lore franchise, the one I'm really good at. I'm also invested in the Kirby lore, but it's kind of shame because the way you get the lore from that game is from, well, it used to be from Miiverse posts. I think it's Twitter posts now. Well, yeah, and that and pause screens. Like, you're in this intense final boss, but you gotta remember to pause the game. You're not gonna get the lore otherwise. was always a very interesting design decision. Imagine that like in a Providence fight, like if you want the Providence log, you just have to pause the fight and you can read it there. Reading the Imp Overlord Tentacle, there are 5 different imps, each one with different ability, and they talk. You never saw this. Well, Jabber, yeah, they do. They all have something special about... They all know something like... they're all kind of like fitting, like having puns depending on what their element is. You know, they have gold and greed, electricity, some other stuff, but they're all kind of related to that. It definitely shows the imps as a bit of a like... not nice species, I guess would be a kind way to describe it. Now let me see. I saw you said you know nothing about the... Yeah, here it is. Oh, just gonna quickly show this one. Open image in new tab. Let me just zoom in quickly. Right, so we're not going to go through this, of course. I don't want to bother with Kirby-Lore, but you can kind of see the mess that like Kirby-Lore is, and you know it was kind of inspired me to do something similar. Well, hopefully not as messy. Right, so we have the Abyssal Depths. Now we are... are we going to include where the enemies spawn? I don't think that's too important, because then we're going to have to mess where like Lemurians can spawn on basically anywhere. I'm just gonna have this bottom part be kind of dedicated to the species, or the inhabitants. Just gonna call it inhabitants. Because if not, it's going to get really messy. And while that may be fun... Is that one actually something? That one just a empty one? Yeah, it is. Well, having it be messy is fun. I also still want this to kind of work. Just kind of. It was a horrible arrow. There we have the inhabitants. Now let's start with the Lemurians. That's easy. Lemurians, they're fun, easy. You know, people like them. People like Lemurians. Hell, they even wanted like the paladin character to be based on them. So we are going to... Actually, I'm gonna go... Where would I put the Lemurians? They have a bit more, so I'm just gonna put them here. Then we have Elder Lemurians, which I don't have an image of, so I gotta Google it. Elder Lemurian. Again, I'm gonna use the Risk of Rain 1 images. I really like those. So they're kind of like... They're not evolved, because that's a separate thing. They are seemingly like bigger and better Lemurians. I think some have no... Well, were they noted as like a Shia, a queen of some kind, or I'm just completely something else? Shia. There was a distinction that the Elder Lemurians are she by the Risk of Rain 1 survivor, which I do find interesting. So, you know, kind of like a mother queen type thing. Lemurians are almost like ants. Sometimes, you know, dig in tunnels and go out. Strong in packs, and you'd be surprised by their intelligence. Also, it's really cool that you're like doing what was a major? Oh, you're into philosophy, yeah. I mean, philosophy is like super fun. And we had it as a subject in school, like everyone loved it. I do think everyone loved it because it was basically, it wasn't like very refined. Everyone just told their opinions. You know, it was a bit of a mess, but they loved it, all the students. Had a farewell party with the class and they invited the philosophy teacher to the party. Then they made her drink herself drunk and, you know, she spent the rest of the night vomiting at the toilet. That was very weird seeing a teacher like that. I've been live for 2 hours. Oh dear lord, I didn't even notice. Wow is right. I'm not sure if that's related to the Kirby chart or the like story I just told. Okay, so then we have the Lemurians, stone golems. Oh, those are fun. I think actually the portraits are in. Yes, golem, golem death, golem shoot, big golem. Is it? If I just go, no. Yeah, I prefer the portraits. So of the stone golems, we have, well, the stone golems. Then we have, what were they called again?
Nyhet! Nå får du 12 gigabyte til utrolige 299 i måneden i vårt nye og moderne.
Thank you, ad. That blew my eardrum. Jesus. Stone golem risk offering. Oh, that's risk offering 2. Yeah. Oh, what was it? It was rock golem. Risk offering 1. It's called rock golem. That was always a very weird distinction. Why on earth would you call them stone golems in one game and rock golems in the other? Are they different? Like they have a slightly different construction like method, with one having like a physical skeleton inside. But I don't know. It's such a weird thing to like make a difference on. Here we have you. Then we have the stone titan. No, Colossus first. Colossus first. Oh no, Titan. Titan is smaller. Oh, I like going by size. It's like Pokemon evolutions. Titan, not Titanic. Oh, then I have to fix. What is his name? Or Arenolite? Yeah, he's somehow related as well because it's not it. Because he is, you know, he's the big guy. He's the like golden boss, but he's identical to the Stone Titan. So I'm gonna put you here. No, can I spell Arenolite? That's yeah, I can. I should probably save that image as a PNG. Do it later. Remember, if there's something you can do now, you can probably also do it later. That's a horrible tip. Forget I said that. Chat's far. I remember the first stream I had, chat was super active, like I couldn't even keep up. That's scary, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of scary of students to do that to their teacher. I think there is no ill will, they're just a bunch of party people. If philosophy is fun discussing ideas and theories, there's so many different fields. Another note, I never ever read The Brittle Crown. Ever since I've read The Brittle Crown, I picture Lemurians piloting spaceships. Yeah, that would be a sight, right? I know they're intelligent, but that would be funny. Oh, hi, Phobos. I think the stone golems are made in Providence. Image. A crude renation, though, with the one eye, and the altars with the golems on top. Oh. Huh. That reminds me of Fairy, where there was this one guy, Skull something, that theorized that, you know, Providence was kind of a version of God. And just like God created you know, humans in their image, the stone golems were created in its own image. Rock golem and stone golem look pretty different. I'm not really yeah, that might be the case. There is a similarity with like one glowing eye. They do look different. Rock golem is a humanoid shape, but the stone golem looks pretty like a large pebble. Looks like large pebbles stacked together. One likes rock and the other likes what? Country? Yeah, well, stone golems definitely have like the upgraded combat abilities. I'm gonna actually leave that up to you. Do you think we should metal golem? That's just constructs. Should we have the stone golem and the rock golems be like different entities? I'm gonna leave that up to you while I prepare the Colossus image. Because, you know, it's so hard to say with some things. You know, are they different, or are they just, you know, different kind of name things? Because, you know, if you take a look at the spawn animation, I actually have that one of the rock golems. Then you can see that they spawn with a skeleton inside them. You look here, like a skeleton forms, and then the rock forms above them. This skeleton is notably absent in the Risk of Rain 2. I mean, it's not from a lack of modeling skeletons, of course. They have like 3 skeletons in the game. So, you know, this was a conscious design decision to leave out the skeleton. Some people like it, some don't. I don't know. How goes the chart through? I've been tuning in out of the stream. Oh, I can't read. The chart, well, here's the full image of it as of now. It's been going okay, I would say. Yeah, I know a lot of people like sitting here and watching a madman go about this like in one sitting. That's impressive. Anyone can do that. I think I'm just gonna keep it the same for now. I'm gonna have to think about it. I don't think I'll finish the chart today. Like the other chart took me a couple of days. Then we have, are there other inhabitants that are like important? Oh right, oh there's one thing I forgot. Oh yeah, that's gonna bite me. Forgot about this part right here, Ifrit. You see, okay, this was when I fought Commando, Slay Providence. Ignore that, that's outdated. Now, Commando is aware of, you know, the space colony that Ifrit, like, almost destroyed. So, like, Survivor knows of it. Ifrit is from there. Providence has a same attack as Ifrit. Don't know if that really means something. I guess it's a fun correlation. And then I put him in Ancient Valley. I don't think that's too important. Might fix that eventually. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to do some reshuffling. I have lots of space here. Gonna move all of you a bit up. Oh, that... Wait, is the teleporter... Why is the arrow layer selected? We don't want that. There. Okay, so... if I put it... Yeah, I think that should be fine right now. So I put like Ifrit here. I think just a little portrait of Ifrit. I think that should cover it. I think that's kind of important, the space colony part, because it kind of hints that, you know, Ifrit is, well, a bit well known. I mean, if you can destroy a whole like space colony, I suppose fair enough. kind of deserve the recognition. Copy, paste. Don't erase Ifrit. We don't need to do that. Here. I'll put this one there, which is connected to this one and this one. Which is connected to Bulwark's Ambry. Which I can just keep here actually. That works fine. All these layers. The last chart was actually made in GIMP. Oh hey Sams, yummy yummy. Glad you can make it. Bye Urshino. It was very nice of you to tune in. Yeah, that skeleton is crazy. It's like they're more living beings, you know. So Sams, yummy yummy, because you know, just tuned in. We have basically made the correlation of where all the items are. Can I move the arrow just a bit down? There. Perfect. We have made a correlation of all, like, where all the items belong, all the similar names and all that. And then we have, you know, we have done a bit of the lunar items, nothing really much. Despite this being such a crucial part of the, like, lore, we know surprisingly little about it. A little bit about the teleporters. You know, just starting to get the rough. We started on the species right now. But I remember that Ifrit was kind of more important than I gave him credit for being. Am I being silly right now? Okay, now it works. Thank you. I'm gonna rename the stream title. Man struggles with Photoshop while making. There we go. That change should be. There we go. Now I think the stream title is far more appropriate. Arrow layer. Also, someone here mentioned that they like Deadpool's OST. Here's more of it. Please don't copyright strike me, Chris. So that one, which is connected to that one, which is also connected to this one, which is connected to this one. Choose artifacts, which teleports to that one. Nose off. And then we have that those two, Providence and Ifrit, are buddies and share an attack. Because here's the thing that's important to consider in the relationship between Providence and Ifrit. Ifrit, this log took me ages to grind, by the way. You know, it's like Ifrit is a legend. You know, there's tales of him going around. Our Striver didn't believe them because, you know, it nearly wiped out an entire space colony. Then it was chained and launched into space. And, you know, it was like taken far, far away. Somehow, one, he is actually still wearing the chains. It's kind of like Acrid, you can see them here. And he's using those things that contain him to, like, contain you and then, you know, mess you up. And now, how did he get, you know, away? Was he just drifting and happened to hit the planet? Or, you know, Providence intervened, sheltered him? And now, you know, it's the question, you know, maybe the attack, this is all hypothetical of course, but maybe they shared the attack that Providence learned, Ifrit, you know, the shockwave attack, or opposite. It's kind of like, you know, those things that you wouldn't really think about, and they might be completely, like, delusional, but you never know. Shares attack. suppose. Put it here. I'm gonna have to fit in all the text as well. I can't lock the arrow layer because I have to write on it. Do you think in Risk of Rain 2 we will go to the Imp's home dimension? Well, it's hard to say what Hope are planning. I doubt it will be for the final boss. I think the final boss will probably be connected to the moon. That's kinda, you know, it's kind of what's been hinted towards. It might be, you know, wrong, but with the lunar items and all that. The Imps, I don't feel like they play an integral part of the role to at least be explored in the current, in like the next update. But in a future update, if we ever get to visit like the Red Plain and all that, I'm not sure. It might be because, you know, many people know the Imp Overlord is the Lord of the Red Plain as like it says, you know, Imp Overlord, Lord of the Red Plain. So people know of it. It's not like something you have to search deep in the lore books to know. At the same time, I don't know. It's weird. I don't see them doing it, but it's not out of the realm possibility, of course. Since Ifrit has a broken horn, and the horn is what gives Striver his attack, are you saying that maybe Providence has the other part of the horn? Well, Jabur, well, not directly what I was implying. I think that's definitely a fun way to look at it. Maybe like the Ifrit gave a piece of the horn as a thank you, or Providence cut off the piece of the horn to like tame Ifrit. You know, like Providence has all the like residents kind of under his control, or at least they respect him. I would say in a bit. I mean, Providence is really powerful. I respect power. So yeah, that could be cool. I would say that's a cool detail if Providence does have the other horn of Ifrit, but that might be too much. Like, I would hope that. I think that's going to be like my headcanon. Damn, I just say for full size and he's huge. Yes, Zark. He is massive. It's like the Colossus. The Colossus, like Titans, are not as big as like Colossi. Like, these things are huge. 30 miles per hour. They're just a bit. The Lemurians are just a bit faster than Colossus. 40 miles. Do they all have the same? No, 17. These things are fast. What was these ones? 17. 16. 15. Okay, it's a bit varied. It kind of always seems weird to just put the speed stat there. You should buy Risk of Rain 1 and play it. Well, Zarg, it's a very niche and weird game. I think it's very fun. You should give it a try. You can get it for like $1 or $2 on certain streams. Yeah, check, absolutely. Or I'm gonna actually link that right now. Thank you for reminding me. Like, where is it? Official server. I think you can create a link. Yeah, invite people. Here you go. This, and I would recommend downloading the mod loader. Like, this is basically the thing I run Risk of Rain 1 with, because Risk of Rain 1 is hilariously buggy. Right, because I have the game open, it won't load. Gotcha. Risk of Rain is hilariously buggy. Like, did you know that barbed wire makes you take more damage? And the mod loader kind of like is a patch that fixes all those bugs and all that, and just makes the game, you know, much better, much more lovely to play. Also, it adds the ability to mod the game. It couldn't be modded without the mod loader, so you can try a bunch of Risk of Rain 1 mods after you're done with the base game and all that. It's very fun. Modding community is still active. Still mods made, and like Starstorm, the massive overhaul mod. Yeah. It's good. Inhabitants. Okay, furthermore, actually take a break from Inhabitants and move back to the Providence, because I just remembered a nice detail. Asgard, I think it is. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, gonna use the explode one? No. So these things are temple guards that are only summonable by Providence in the final fight. You only see 2 of them in the game. He summons them. Summons. Wait, is it too small? Yeah, summons. He summons them, 2 of them. They're kind of pain to fight, and they are a variation of the Temple Guard enemy. Which, you know, they're basically a reskin of it. A bit tougher, I think. Temple should be enough. They are there to protect the Temple of the Elders. If the Elders are a thing, or it's just referring to Elder Lemurians. Yeah, good question. I think it's just Elder Lemurians. Have a friend who has like this had this theory that the Elders were kind of like a council that dismayed how Providence did stuff and outcast him. It was super fun. Like, you know, it is before Risk of Rain 2 we knew so little about the lore, actually. And now we have the brass contraptions. You see, in the game, if you notice the temple guards, yeah, I have the animation on this. So glad for this. You see how they get like created? First their legs, then the torso, and then, you know, 2 more turret missile arm things, kind of like mold to them. These are constructs. Constructs is also the, you know, they're mechanical, not machines. They're mechanical, well, constructs. And the one that shares a very, very similar like constriction, well, that's kind of constructed in the same way, if I can write, is the brass contraption, which is a Risk of Rain 2 enemy. And I think there's connection. I would say, you know, they're both kind of like temple-ish. You know, this one has the bell and all that. And they have very, very similar construction methods. I think there's a correlation between them. Someone also pointed out that gonna use the Risk of Rain 2 for this. That if you look in the center, it kinda has that halo that Providence is known for, or Providence and their species. And, you know, it's now there's speculation it is kind of like the trademark. But I don't think it appears anywhere else, like on any other creature. So maybe this is kind of the only mechanical thing remaining. Hard to say. I'm gonna text there so I don't forget it. Same construction method. Method. Actually shrink this one a bit. Yeah, that's perfect. I gotta keep up with chat. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. A good username. Bye bye. Yeah, Zark, have fun. Maybe the brass contraption made by the new main boss. Yeah, like the relative? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, sounds. There is a very big possibility that the brass contraptions are the work of the relative. But at the same time, I think... Yeah, because in the Brittle Crown log, yeah, I remember this, there is this, how do you call it, the relative is chastising Providence for weaving, where is it, why do you weave constructs of destruction if your role is protection? Now I just wonder, like Providence, remember, the relative was the designer. The relative like knew how to design and it was like they couldn't make stuff. So I kind of wonder, maybe they're like remnants. The brass contraption are remnants of Providence construction. Like, I feel it would be very weird if the relatives suddenly got the ability to be able to construct as well as design. I feel like they're really shaping duality of that. Relative designs, Providence creates. So, you know, I don't think that Relative can actually weave this construction of war. They are far more interesting design. Gonna take a sip of water. Maybe the Relative designed the portals. She definitely designed the gates. That's like stated in the lore here. Only your hands can realize my design, brother. So I think the gates, but the portals. I assume you mean the teleporters, right? If you think about the portals, that's kind of complicated. You know, what even are the portals? Why do they appear and all that? But I think teleporters and gates might very well, because the gates could be more powerful, or a prototype, or another version of the teleporters. And then we have like this one can teleport you through both place and space, while seemingly the normal teleporter can just teleport you on different places on the same planet. I think they're both teleporters in a sense. And just notice I've teleported 3 times there. This is important. I know it is. I also have the Bulwark's Ambit twice. Yeah, I think that's easier. I mean, I could do this. Should I just whoop and then have this there? Oh, that's gonna be a mess. I think it's fine just having 2 of them. Again, I think I'm going to redesign this early part. I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning here. Yeah, species. Moving on to those. Beetles. Beetles have like a family. Poor choice of words. Now also, since we mentioned family, guess we have to like talk about the spirit children again. Woohoo! Spirit. I'm not gonna count the grandfather? Whatever, I can't remember, like the unused Risk of Rain boss, that's also like a spirit thing and all that. I'm not gonna count that one, it isn't in the game yet, ergo it isn't canon, for now. Who knows if Opal will ever release it again. So we have, children, parents, which are both connected to Sky Meadows. Grandparent, thank you. My brain really didn't want to cooperate with me. Look at this great Risk of Rain 1 Wikipedia article. Parent. There we go. Children, parent, all families here. Imps. And imps I'm going to keep kind of separate. Actually, that was a really horrible place to put like this bloodline. I was gonna save. I haven't saved in like forever. I always get cocky, don't save, and then before I know it, Boom. It's all gone. Because I remembered we have the imps. And the imps need to be added as well. They're special. And since they're invaders, the arrow is going to be pointing towards the planet. So we have the normal imp. Let's go for an imp. There's 4 or 5 imps. I can't remember. Do you count? Yeah, I guess you can count the purple imps. They're kind of like, you see, someone mentioned like the artifact of origin because it summons imps. Oh. Oof, my PC froze. That was creepy. I don't like when that happens. Someone mentioned the artifact of origin and it spawns purple imps. Is it connected to anything else? No? It spawns purple imps and it's a very good artifact, and those purple imps are, if they're like the same, like are these the same imps as normal ones? That's something I don't know. I think I'll put them separate. So I'm going to need okay, gonna put Overlord here, put the children here, gonna put the subspecies here, and I have all the images ready. Now this is an unofficial recaller by the wiki. It works very well for our purposes. So why is the child so big? Heron should probably be just a bit bigger. I think Nekohana has a much bigger role to play in the lore. Oh, I forgot. I forgot about Nekohana, the cultists. I'm gonna add that to the wetlands aspect part. I still have lots of space here. Nekohana is definitely an important part. Don't worry, Jabur, I saved. Don't forget the jellyfish. Yes, right, the jellyfish. Gonna remember those. Yeah, I was doing. Just gonna fixing this. Can't forget the jellyfish. Kamikaze jellyfish. It was definitely the design direction I didn't expect for the jellyfish in Risk of Rain 2. But hey, who am I to judge? Oppo knows their property far better than me. Do you remember when the Wandering Vagrants just kind of demolished all drones? Like no hope of saving them? Like whatever you did, when you met the Wandering Vagrant and you couldn't like destroy it within like 5 seconds, it would get one of those shocks off and all your drones would be gone before like they gave the drones more armor. Yeah, I remember. That was not fun. I like going for drones. Very fun to just have an armada of drones. Far funner in World War 1. I put that. Think of the Children was a good one. Think of the Children. And then we have the Imp Vanguard, which is the one that spawns after the Artifact of Origin has passed 10 minutes. That is unconnected. Those are both like the same purple type, and those are both Imp Overlords. That's the Imps. I'm gonna put the Jellies here. I put the Jellies here, and then the Beetles here. Beetles. It's so weird to just call jellyfish. Well, I guess it makes sense. The risk of one survivor would probably compare it to like animals and species they have seen before, which is, you know, why they call the thing boars. Like, they look like boars, so he calls them boars, though they could probably be like have as much in common as boars as we do to boars, apart from looks. Then we have the Wandering Vagrant, which is probably one of my favorite boss names. Wandering Vagrant, the Gentle Protector. Like, that's when you start to think, okay, something is kind of up with these bosses. You know, this... It feels like we shouldn't fight these things. Has like that Dark Souls feel to it. Like when you have to kill an oversized wolf. Yeah, that hurt a lot of people. Do you know a mercenary was trapped in the obelisk? Yeah, Sams, you bring up a very good question. Because him being trapped in the obelisk... Oh, hi, Helixiac? Helixiac, no, there was just H-A-L. Hello, welcome to the stream. Now see, mercenary, you unlock mercenary by obliterating yourself at the monolith. Obelisk. The thing. But... yeah, but like in Risk of Rain 1, you just beat the game. Right. But the thing is just... how much do we take that into consideration? How canon is that? Because, you know, you unlock mercenary by beating the game. Did mercenary fight Providence, you know, die, and you kind of find his corpse, and in that way unlock him? Like, how true are the achievements? And that's kind of like the thing you have to wonder, because some achievements are just achievements. You know, like drown 20 worlds. Can you even drown worlds? They look like they were made for like living underwater. I don't think achievements should be held as canon. Like, the reason you might ask, well, but you used the like the Acrid achievement for speculation. Well, that was partly because that was how the community viewed it, and I was just trying to represent that vision. But more importantly, I think Acrid is in the Void Realms more because of his intro, like the purple portal that kind of spawns him in and then he wakes up. I think that has more to do with the Void Realm than the achievement itself. But yeah, so my question isn't exactly why the mercenary is trapped in the obelisk. It's more so, is he? Very true. It could be a very fun like direction to take the lore. I will not hold you on that. Some people, you know, like it. Some people, you know, mercenary is a very cool character. I don't think people would mind if he's like competent and all that. It's kind of hard to tell these things. I wish I had a like good, clear, concise answer, but yeah, I sadly don't. So I'm just, you know, you can have it as a headcanon. Remember that, like, you can believe stuff, like you can think, and no one can really disprove you. That's kind of the thing that is that's a big shame when people are like, oh, I like to think this, and they're like, no, that's dumb. Sure, it's your opinion, man. You can think of the lore however you want. Yeah, like, no one needs approval of me or anyone else. Of course, if something gets confirmed to not be canon and all that, then you should probably reconsider, you know, just for your own sake. Like, you know, people going, oh, Providence is still alive, even though, you know, the devs clearly stated that he isn't. You know, kind of stuff like that. Let's hear it. Beatles. Can you imagine that a band so big, like a normal word, becomes more associated with the band than the actual creature? I can't say Beatles without ever thinking, you know, or not thinking about the bar. Drowning the Worlds in the first game was hard again in the Providence log for you, Probos. Drowning the Worlds is the most tedious and annoying quest and or achievement, and I'm so glad Hope decided to remake it with the hermit crabs. Bastards. What monster is the worst, Archerbug or Mech Spider? Archerbugs. Well, I think Archerbugs. Okay, personally, I don't like Archerbugs that much because I feel like they have, like, since, you know, you can't aim in Risk of Rain, you can shoot right or left, you know, you can't shoot up or anything, so you kind of have to wait for the Archerbugs to kind of be on lining up with your shot, and I don't find that too fun. But the mechanical spiders are far more dangerous, unless you're playing on glass, in which case, you know, the Archerbugs will kill you. They won't hesitate. Though I always appreciate the Archerbug lore. Like, no one likes the Archerbugs, not even the creatures on the planet themselves. I thought that was, like, just a very funny remark. Is there anything I'm kind of, like, missing here? Let me see, in the old lore chart. Oh, right, yeah. Elder Lemurians and the Abandoned Aqueduct. Yeah, because now I kinda messed myself up with all that. I don't think I was gonna mind them being connected to arrows for once. Right, how do I solve this? Let's see if I move that one there, one there. Move the teleporter here. Because I need kind of like the Abandoned Aqueduct somewhere here. Just gonna move everything a bit. Gonna make it fit somehow. This Frankenstein of a chart. Horror art. I think that was the best description someone used for it. Was that Skullington? Oh no, that wrong arrow. This arrow. I need an aqueduct. In my opinion, achievements on strictly canon, they reference it. Yeah, I think that's a nice way of looking at it. Like, it kind of hints, but it doesn't directly mean, in the sense, like, it kind of, you can, like, hint what happened to Mercenary or where it went, but not, like, exactly that it's trapped in time and all that. Actually, one of my headcanons is that the clay potmen are the Nikuhana cultists and they eventually turn into the clay dune strider. To be honest, that wouldn't make sense, but I find it fun to think about it. Yeah. Yeah, like, you could think about it in a very literal sense, that the clay dune striders, well, that the cultists, you know, they're humans or other creatures. Oh, that's a big image. They're creatures and, like, all that, and then they get consumed by the tar, and, you know, they turn into claymen or all that. You know, you could look at it that way as well, if you want to be a bit cheeky. Though it is, of course, very true that the tar is still a weird nature. It's very, like, simple, easy to think, oh, it turns them into claymen or clay Templars, and kind of like that's it. I think that's too easy. I think Hopo wouldn't just make it that simple, you know? Because you can say whatever you want about Hopo, they're creative. Hopo games are super creative. they know like how they kind of know just how do you say it? They know how to make unique standout monsters that you remember. Like really, all of the like creatures in Risk of Rain are super unique, and they, you remember them. And I think that you should remember when you talk about Risk of Rain lore. They are like to be creative, like to be special. My brain's had a brain fart. Sorry. And then they just want to. I think they want to do something special with the lore. Make it more than just a background thing. And they're creative, so I don't think they're going to go for cliches and all that. Till Death Do Us Apart. It has a very nice logo. Yes. Found it. I like this logo. It's a very easy way to symbolize the Elder Lemurians in the Abandoned Aqueduct. Because I think their presence very strange. There just being two Elder Lemurians there. Just don't mind me. Species. And then, right, now I remember what was. All of this was actually just leading to this part. Which is the miner. Because you see, the miner is protected by this thing right by the Dire Seeker. And the best way for me to like make a difference between the Dire Seeker and the the Dire Seeker and Elder Lemurian is just to add a hue to it. I'm just gonna make that a clipping mask. That isn't very red. It's strong red. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. Oh, hi! Hi, hi, Acrid. Didn't expect to see you here. Maybe the tower was a failed project. Project by whom? The tower seems to be a parasitic influence that the Clay Dunestraders kind of worshipped, or not the Clay Dunestraders, that's the Dune people, Ophelia, worshipped, because the Clay is very much a parasite. It's said that the Dune people, Ophelia, worshipped like parasitic influences. Now, this could of course mean that the Dune people, Ophelia, were kind of primitive, and that the tower was like a science project gone wrong or gone rogue. Hello? Can people still hear me? Are you all still there? My internet just died for a minute. Says everything is fine. Can anyone give me like a heads up or something if you can still hear me? Yeah, I think, yeah, stream. That's the thing with having like this delay. I'm gonna continue. If I'm still here, people should see. People are dropping like flies. Yes, that didn't work out the way I intended. I'm gonna finish this. Are you all still there? I was about to call it quits anyways. Suppose that does fit. Protect. Guards. Minor. And there we go. I think I'm gonna call it for now. Wow. No, there's people here, so I suppose my connection is still fine. So this is weird, having just a stream die out like that and then coming back. Now anyways, gonna call it quits, whether someone is there or not. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm coming down with like hiccups or something. Thank you all, whoever joined me for this creation of this magnificent thing. It isn't done yet, I'm gonna polish it up a bit more, rearrange some things. Gonna make it look a little bit better. And yeah, I think that should be... It's gonna look great when it's over, trust me. But yeah, that's it for now. Saved. I will save it just in case. Thank you for joining me on my mad rambles. I really appreciate it. May you all have a very cozy evening, day, or whatever time it is at your part. Okay, bye.